Hey, welcome back. We're going right into it. Okay, here we go. This one. Oh god. Oh god. Hold on. Hold on. I think I did something wrong. Oh shit. Why does this always happen? It's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. You really are a handful, but a delightful handful. Oh shit. Whew. His words keep repeating in my head. I can't stop hearing his voice and feeling his lips on my hand. Whoa, this is a way to get back into. All right. My face feels warm, and every time I think about his words, my heartbeat feels unsteady. I really have to stop thinking about that. Karma is karma, and he puts on that overly polite act with everyone. And then I'm pretty sure I have never seen him do something like that with another person. I'll just go downstairs and stop thinking about all of this. I need to tell Parfait and Delora what happened. Because of the time I returned to the Martian yesterday. Oh! I never spoke to anyone about what happened. Let me... Okay. I had to reduce the volume on my end, because the music seems a little loud. Maybe someone's downstairs. Someone usually is. I leave my room and make my way downstairs to the reception. It is quiet when I enter, but not as silent as I thought it would be. Karma is sitting at one of the tables, speaking quietly with Parfait and Delora. His injured hand is sitting on the table, bandaged. I cannot help but stare at it, my heart plummeting. His injury is my fault. This is the first time I've seen 3 characters in one screen. Oh no, actually no, I take that back. We had that scene with the maid in Rod's route, and I saw Rod and Emmeline. But this is the first... You know, I'm gonna stop talking. So you have yet to hear the entire story? No, I'm afraid not. I'm quite privy to the information Waltz has. Is that correct? Waltz has been directly involved in this far longer than you have. What about Waltz? Princess, you're up early. They all turn to look at me as I stand at the table. Karma looks tired and is not in his dress. He looks somber, but still smiles at me. Lucette, how nice of you to join us. When did he start saying my name without my title? Lucette, you've run into a lot of different mishaps this week, haven't you? I thought you'd be stubbornly avoiding my work. Oh wait, avoiding work. Instead you go out of your way to get yourself into trouble. This involves me directly. How would I not be curious? You've also been irresponsible, sneaking out without any of us knowing. I have the freedom to do whatever I want to. I even wore a cloak too. Oh no, the cloak. I left it at the bar. I feel a nudge in my arm and Karma is holding out my cloak with a tired smile. He remembered! You went back to get this? When? Yesterday, when you were still in bed. You've been running yourself dry these last few days, Karma. It's nothing. Thank you. What's this? Our ice princess is thanking someone. Why is that something so strange? Oh, come now. She's not so icy. Lucette is more of a fire than anything. She's filled up with unbridled passion and confidence. Confidence that has gotten me nowhere so far. Don't look so dour, Lucette. You've been quite the accomplished woman. Woman? I said Umin. What's an Umin? Oh no. Pronunciation is very off today, sorry. Woo! I said because I mixed up human and woman. Karma gestures toward me and I flush, unsure of what he is talking about. Then I notice Galdora's eyes are on me too. Oh, Parfait, do you see that? What are you looking at? I reach down to grab my necklace and then pause. I cannot stop the gas that leaves my lips. Yay! Is it see-through? When did this happen? Princess, you didn't realize that there was an extra piece onto your necklace. Congratulations, Princess Lucette. You're a step closer to breaking your curse. I feel proud. I only felt this way around Mother. She did me a great favor yesterday. If not for Lucette, I might have suffocated beneath a pile of very excited women. I'll be honest, that doesn't sound half bad. Wait, helping Karma escape was a good deed? She was selfless. He's not even mentioning the injury he got protecting me. Parfait and Delora are both smiling, but the cheerful mood does not last long. What were you talking about before I came down? About your kidnapping. Well, kidnappings. Both of them. It looks like we have a serious problem on our hands. What do you know about this? What does Waltz know that I don't? Princess, it's more about what everyone else knows that you don't. What everyone else knows? The mother, isn't it? I feel anger begin to simmer down. I feel anger begin to simmer inside of me. Even though he looks apologetic, he says it so casually. What are you all hiding from me? Let's gather everyone, shall we? I think Waltz might want to be here for this too. What does Waltz have to do with any of it? Be patient, Princess. You've already waited this long. What's another few hours? I have no choice but agree when Parfait and Delora refuse to say any more, but I am not happy about it. I spend the rest of my time doing idle chores around the tavern. I do a round of sweeping with Mr. Broom and mindlessly organize some of the bottles. I cannot believe everyone knows something about me that I don't. But now I'll find out the entire story. Maybe it will answer some of the questions I have. But why are they keeping things about me a secret to begin with? Delora gathers everyone in the tavern to discuss the kidnappings. I decide to sit in with Waltz and Karma. We have a story to tell. Story time, huh? I don't suppose this would be a romance, would it? How can you say so? How can you stand to make such comments like that constantly? How can you stand to live a lie? That sounds like a song. The two glare at each other across the table, but Delora silences them. Silence! Delora starts with a story about the Great War, one that I have already heard so many times about. So many times I can recite it myself. What does any of this have to do with me? Because of fairy tales, witches like me were punished for simply existing. Our leader, the TB Bear, was a kind witch that was overtaken by the grief that her people suffered. She was driven so far into madness that she created a fairy tale curse to punish humans and make them suffer as the witches had. And when that wasn't enough, she committed the ultimate taboo. She killed a human. I tried to stop her, but by the time I thought to act, it was too late. Knowing that Delora and Parfait were involved in the Great War makes it seem more real. But wasn't the TB Bear killed? How can the fairy tale curse continue to spread if she's dead? I believe the TB Bear sacrificed the last bit of her life to continue powering the TB. all to ensure that the remaining witches could continue spreading the fairy tale curse. Is none of this ringing a bell for you? What are you talking about? She really did erase your memories. I think that's the voice I gave him. Erase? The witch who died, the TV bear, was your mother, Princess Lucette. What? For some reason, I turned to look at Karma, who is the only other person who doesn't look away from me. I grew up outside of this kingdom, but even I knew of the terrible witch Hildur. You expect me to believe any of this? Mother she wasn't a witch. I would remember that. Well, you would have if you had any memories of the war, and the years before that. Under Hildur's rule, the palace was a dark place. The king didn't have any real power until Hildur was defeated. That goes for the rest of us too. We were slaves to Hildur. Dolores' eyes flickered to Waltz. What's Waltz got to do with it? It's the truth. Oh God. My throat hurts. Sorry about this. Drinking. Alright. Waltz knows because he's also a witch. What? What? Wait, then how is he cursed? Can witches be cursed too? Wait, how does that work? Wait, what? I'm so confused. He's a witch? Oh my God. What? He experienced Hildur's command over the witches firsthand as well. Waltz is a witch? Sorry for keeping a secret, princess. It's not as if I can use much magic anymore. Not when I'm cursed. This is just another secret of many. It seems everyone is hiding something. Everyone's got 6 skeletons in their closet. Some really bad, some a little bit bad. Everyone was freed after Hildur's reign, witches, fairies, and humans alike. The king was even able to marry Ophelia, the woman he always truly loved. So, it has always been Ophelia that he truly loved. Was that the reason I never felt any of love from him? Because I was my mother's daughter? He gave up on me. No, dear, I don't think he gave up on me! My voice is too loud in the reception area. I feel like crack beneath the pressure and suddenly I want to cry. But mother told me so many times not to cry. The king gave up on me. But mother didn't. Mother would tell me this was all a lie. She would tell me not to trust anyone. They must be lying. I turned to Karma. For some reason, I trust him more than I trust Delora or Parfait. Is this the truth? I was told the story of Hildur and her daughter Lucette. They said you were the picture of elegance, but that you shared your mother's icy nature. But I don't think that's true at all. If Hildur was ice, then you most certainly are a warm fire. If my mother was a witch, then what does that make me? Half witch? Oh. Never mind. You're a witch as well, whether or not you were ever taught to use magic. On your upcoming birthday, you will become the TB bear. Do you realize how ridiculous this all sounds? Me, a witch? The king never said anything. And now I cannot even ask him if this is the truth because I'm cursed. Why would you even curse me? We didn't want to repeat it. Oh, that's the wrong voice. Sorry, Parfait. We didn't want to repeat the tragedy. We wouldn't. Okay. Deep breath. We didn't want a repeat of the tragedy. God damn it, didn't help at all. We didn't want a repeat of the tragedy, Lucette. I sat on your shelves for almost a year, princess. Wow! That's a lot of waiting. Does she not eat or do anything a human does? Do witches? No, wait, no, that makes no sense. How did she... Magic? Self-sustained magic? There was ice in your heart, and if you had inherited TB in that state, who knows what would have happened? Then why didn't you just tell me any of this? Delora and Parfait looked at each other before dropping their gazes to the ground. If we had told you before, would you even bother to listen? The king must have tried to do the same, and look how that turned out. You shut everyone who tried to tell you about Hilder's true nature. That's probably true. Even now, I'm having trouble believing that they're telling me the truth. The whole world feels as if it is collapsing around me. I need to escape. I need to go out and be somewhere else, but... Why are the witches looking for me? You are the heir to the TB. No doubt the evil witches want you on their side so they can continue wreaking havoc in Angea with the fairy tale curse. And the men that were... There's too many voices, guys. I can't do this. I have Waltz, Karma, Delora, Parfait, Lucette. Oh my god. Garlan? The men that were looking for Lucette were not witches though. They were mere knights. Perhaps the witches and the knights are working together. This must be part of Alcaster's scheme to steal the throne. What are you talking about? The reason why Garlan and I left the Order of Caldera was because the king did not believe us with Alcaster's coup. Why would he know of the princess's identity though? Anyone who isn't a witch, a fairy, or isn't cursed shouldn't be able to remember her. But now we know that it is not just the witches looking for Princess, but the Knights of the Order of Caldera as well. They definitely have a description of her from someone. Close up, Lucette? Karma reaches out a hand to touch my shoulder and I flinch back before standing up. I cannot speak about this now. I want to be alone. Whew. Bren, let her go. She'll need a lot of time to think. Sure, this is a lot to take in, especially now that we learned that Walt is a witch under the curse, but he still retained memories. Or no, wait, no, it's the other way around. It's the other way around. I leave everyone sitting at the tables as I try to process the whirling thoughts in my mind. Hilder, my mother, the only person I ever thought loved me, was a TB bearer, a witch, the first witch to kill a human. Who did she kill? The witch that started the fairy tale curse. All this, I thought Mother was the only one who cared, but what if she never did? I stay in my room for a long time trying to process everything I have been told. Wait, what? Oh. I thought it said that... Oh wait, isn't that... I feel like... Yeah. Oh, they repeated the word process, so I thought they just had the same sentence. Never mind. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at those eyelashes, green eyes, long hair. Days go by before I decide to leave the tavern again to watch Carmen practice with the knights. These last few days, I felt hollow. Maybe seeing the normal practices will help me feel better. Maybe it will make things feel like nothing's changed. When I arrive at the forest, however, only Karma is standing in the clearing. He's staring through the trees as if he sees something there, but his expression is solemn, almost sad. Eventually he sighs, shaking his head, before turning in my direction. Lucette. I prepare myself for a response, but find that no words come to mind. I have not spoken to Karma since the talk about Mother and the witches, and any of the ease I felt with him before has slipped away. Still, I came here on my own, and I cannot just stand here being mute. I say the first thing that comes to mind. Where are Jurien and Garlan? I only train with Garlan. Jurien is on patrol duty tonight. He'll be here later. I just came early. It seems you did too. Lucette, are you okay? I'm sorry I haven't been by to see you. It is not as if you owe that to me. I don't owe it to you, but I truly wanted to. I just been busy these last few days scouting the town for information. As much as I want you to come with me, why would you ever have wanted to pair up with someone like me anyway? Why, Princess, that's because you're... I am bitter and cold. Even though I want to change, all I can think about is myself. But now I want to change because I do not want to become the same person as my mother. Isn't that selfish? Maybe so, but I believe you are being selfish for the right reasons. An entirely selfless person can't survive in this world. Before we can make others happy, we have to be happy ourselves. That is a great lesson, actually. Before we can make others happy, we have to be happy ourselves. This goes out to all those selfless people. Oh man, that's the deepest line so far in this game. Happy. Happy ourselves. Yes, an angry person holds resentment toward everyone and admires whatever good deeds they seek to do. That is why I cannot complete my good deeds. Wrong. You've already got one done. Recognizing the need to change is always a good thing, Lucette. Regardless of the motivation, you are trying to become a better person. That is what matters. He takes a step towards me, then puts his hand on my shoulders and leans down until I can look right into his eyes. Karma's serious expression startles me as much as his touch. It is never too late for anyone to change. You taught me that. What? How could I have taught Karma anything? Do you mind if I tell you a story, Lucette? Oh, backstory! Don't move. With his face so close, all I can do is stare right into his eyes. His dreamy green, sharp eyes. Karma's hand tightened on my shoulders, and for a few moments I feel a slight panic rising in my chest. Then Karma steps away from me, with a rough shake of his head. Karma! Next time I do that, Lucette, feel free to push me away. What? It's better that way. What does he mean by that? You never answered. Will you listen to my story? Alright. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a crown prince from a kingdom called Brucantia. Brucantia is one of the neighboring kingdoms, so this isn't make-believe? His name was Claude Edric Rinaldi Matthias Almonte. I think that's how... but because the name was such a mouthful, he settled for an acronym as a nickname, at least around the palace where it was acceptable. Oh my god. K-A-R-M-A! That's where Karma... Oh shit, he's actually Claude? It's a sexy name with a K. Claude Edric Karma? Prince Claude was a man who flaunted his beauty and talents to all that he met. He often used his title to get what he wanted. Prince Claude was a selfish man who felt that he was entitled to do everything that he had. He was vain and often left his castle unattended so that he could avoid his responsibilities. Then one day he chanced upon a beautiful maiden in the town square. He led her around the whole day, being as charming as he possibly could. and then at the end of the day, he asked the woman to be his lover. She agreed, but their time together did not last long. Only weeks later, Prince Claude threw away as one throws away an object and broke the woman's heart, and she cursed him. Oh shit. That beautiful maiden was a witch, but Prince Claude found out too late. The witch said she would make his beauty, his vanity, a curse. To make even beauty a curse. Ashamed of being cursed, Prince Claude donned a disguise and left his kingdom behind. He has been gone for nearly a year now, and most probably assume he is dead. But in truth, the prince had come to NGO seeking a way to break his curse. He had heard of a young lady named Lucette who, on her 18th birthday, could dispel any curse. A what? Karma? He looks so sad. I don't know how to comfort him. Claude? Karma? That was a little derpy. I thought it was him talking. Karma, Claude, turns a startling red as he stares at me, and for a few moments he does not speak. Then he bursts out laughing. I stare at him in shock, not understanding his reaction. I feel myself flush. Isn't that your real name? No, darling, it is. But hearing you say my name, well, it sounds so much softer out of your lips. I rather like it. My cheeks are warm again. How is it that he is always able to make me feel this way? I will call you by that name if it makes you feel happy. Let's make it a secret between the two of us. I'm still Miss Karma here. Sparkle. Besides, I'd rather keep that name. I'd rather you kept that name for my ears only. It makes me feel more special that way. More special? Yeah, it's like some name of endearment, like a lot of couples do, like honey, hun, babe, bae. I hate bae, by the way. I hate when people call each other bae because all I think of is Danish poop. What other endearment terms are there? SO, significant other. Hubby, wifey. Cupcake? I don't think anyone calls each other cupcake, but if so, good on you. That's adorable and really funny at the same time. At that moment, Garlan shows up for practice and Claude politely excuses himself. I watch the two of them trade blows. Claude favors his other hands, but his blows still come quickly, even with his injury. The more Claude tells me, the more I realize that he's like me, a noble cursed for being selfish. But how do I help break his curse? Why can't he tell me? As practice is drawing to a close, Claude asks Garlan the usual question. Have you confessed to Jurien yet? Garlan only shakes his head in reply. Man, all he needs is a push in the right direction. We gotta be his wingmen and help him out. We should like set him up with a date with Jurien, and then see how he awkwardly just fumbles around. No, but I mean, come on, we gotta help him out. We can't just keep asking him whether or not he'll do it. The two men sheathe their swords. Garlan looks almost sad as he turns to make his way back to the tavern. He likes her, and yet he won't say anything. Why is that frustrating me so much? I know, right? I can't be the only one. Garlan. Yes, princess. Yes, princess. You have to tell Jurien. Claude told me before that confessing is hard, but what Garlan is going through looks even harder. Princess, you know I'm incapable. No, you think you're incapable. Damn. But if you never say anything to her, you'll never know. That's true. If I say something wrong, I risk losing everything that I have already had with her. And if you say nothing, you risk losing what you could have with her. Damn, Lucette! Lucette is right. Maybe she'd really tell her Garlan. But before, Claude was adamant that Garlan shouldn't confess to Jurien. What changed? Yeah, what did change? If I mess this up... Let's try looking at it through another lens. Imagine that Jurien is Lucette. How do you think she would like to be confessed to? I frown at the two men, arms crossed. Excuse me? Well, you and Jurien are very similar. You're both very straightforward. Confess to the princess? Question mark. My eyes move to Claude, but only fleetingly, before they are once again on Garlan. You just need to do something simple, Garlan. Something that will not rub her the wrong way. A maiden's heart is ever fragile, but each woman is different. Claude is wearing an amused look on his face, but he's looking at me, not Garlan. I feel my face flush and I have to look away. Lucette, you're tomato red again. It's adorable. I press my arms over my rapidly beating heart again and force a scowl on my face. No, I was just thinking about what Garlan could do. Something simple. Like when Karma kissed my hand and Garlan kissing Jurien's hand is probably not a good idea. Yeah, that's uncharacteristic of him. Maybe he could do what Claude and I did that one day in town. He can buy her some food and they can just talk. Garlan, have you ever asked Jurien out for food? Not alone. Jurien is practical and always eats at the tavern. She's always on duty if she's available. I'll take her patrol shift 2 nights from now and tomorrow you can ask her out for a meal. We can make her invite a grand affair. We can drape banners on the walls, or I could give you a rose. Sparkle. I don't think that's gonna work. But the taking her guard duty is probably gonna be the best choice. That sounds like a terrible idea. I'm offended. I feel like if I did something like that for Jurien, she would get embarrassed and punch me in the face, drop kick me, stuff like that. Tsundere stuff. Sounds like another lady I'd know. Claude grins at me, but I roll my eyes. Garlan, just ask her normally, and then when you're out and alone together, you can confess. And we'll make sure you have the time to do it. I'll purposefully come late to the practice tomorrow night so you can ask her out for that date. How does that sound? You two really think I can do this? You just have to ask the question. Whatever follows will at least be an answer. It's true. Mystery solved. Tomorrow night then. Oh, yay! Garlan! Stepping up. Good man. I'm sure it will go swimmingly. Or I could drown. You won't drown, Garlan. Garlan excuses himself with a nervous smile before Claude turns to me expectantly with a mischievous grin. Now, Lucette, we'll come here early tomorrow and spy on them. We need to scope out for a good spot. Spy on them? Of course. We need to make sure that our efforts pay off, Sparkle. I don't think we should. You don't want to see how it plays out? I am curious, but I don't think it's a good idea to spy on them. I mutely shake my head, unable to put my emotions into words. For some reason, I am imagining myself in Jurien's position. It feels too personal. Yeah. Claude's likeliness suddenly springs to mind, and I feel my face growing hot again. Lucette, you've been oddly out of it today. Claude reaches out a hand towards me, then abruptly pulls away. I stare as he smiles at me, almost sheepishly. The conversation between us dies, and we return to the Martian. Days passed, and though I did not spy on the conversation between Jurien and Garlan, I noticed that Garlan has been smiling from ear to ear during his practice with Claude recently. Is it Claude or Claude? I'm gonna call him Claude. That's a little fancier, I think. I can only assume that his confession went well. Yay! Claude took the patrol shift tonight, and as I lie in bed, I am restless. Every time I watch Claude practice with Jurien and Garlan, I am reminded of the palace of Fritz. I wonder how Fritz is doing. Is he still practicing with the other knights? Best friends. My thoughts darken as I recall the kidnappings. Claude had to save me every single time. He got injured saving me. Unable to sleep, I slip out of bed and make my way to the reception room. The night air is cool and no one stops me from standing just outside the Martian. I cannot just sit back and do nothing no more. I have to act. Why? Lucette, girl, is just asking for more trouble. I'm so nervous. I do not want Claude to get hurt because of me again. Eventually, I see Claude approach. He looks tired and is moving more slowly than usual, but when he sees me, his lips quirk into a smile. Lucette, what are you doing out here tonight, love? Love instead of darling. That's new. Hello, Claude. His face is dark red again. Got him! If you're using my real name, I suppose you've come to ask for something serious. How could he know that? I do need to ask you of something. Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm right here, love. Sparkle. What? Oh, is this not about... Oh, never mind. I'm asking if you will be my instructor. Wait, what? For some reason, I seem to have caught Claude off guard. He stares at me for a few moments. Wait, what? That's what she was talking about? She wants to fight? What? I want to learn how to use the sword, and I want you to be my instructor. Claude's expression becomes uncharacteristically serious. I'd rather you didn't learn how to use a sword. I do not want you to have to keep protecting me. I don't mind protecting you. I do. Claude sighs and shakes his head. Princesses shouldn't be using swords. I don't know. Pretty badass in my opinion. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. You are. I don't want you to get hurt again when I could do something about it. Teach me, please, Claude. Once again, he flushes. It seems to be an instant reaction, and it is both amusing and endearing. It won't be easy. I wasn't expecting it to be. Claude stares at me for a long time before finally letting out a heavy sigh. Fine, I'll train you. You won't learn in a day, but I can teach you the essentials. You can use one of the knight's training swords. Thank you. Music to my ears. Meet me in the clearing in 10 minutes. 10 minutes? What? You said you wanted to train, so you will. Don't expect me to go easy on you. What? Aren't you tired? He looked exhausted when he came in, and now he wants to train. Already trying to get out of training? I am not. Claude shakes his head, but he's smiling. I'll see you there in a few minutes, love. Sorry, the way I'm doing Claude's voice is that I'm putting my chin towards my neck
and talking like this in a very low and manly voice.
So it's really hard to pronounce and enunciate words. And that's why I'm like jumbling between Lucette and Claude. Moonlight spills through the leaves, illuminating the forest with gentle light. Long minutes pass, and I stand in the clearing. I begin to feel restless. It isn't like Claude to be late. Is he tending to his injury? I hear rustling in the leaves and turn immediately to see what the disturbance is, but the minute I do, I am pulled back by strong force, and my world goes dark. Before I can scream, I can hear a gentle voice in my ears.
Lesson 1, Lucette. When apprehended by the enemy that you can't see, remain calm and use your 5 senses to judge how best to get the upper hand.
This voice is coming from right behind me. Claude? I become aware that this is the closest he's been to me, with my back pressed to his chest like this.
Peekaboo.
I couldn't help it.
Panicking disorients the mind. That is why you must remain cool under any circumstance.
How could I not panic? Any normal person would panic. Yeah, that's a normal reaction. Still, I tried to force myself to be calm.
Lesson 2. Enemies will often let down their guards when they think they have the upper hand. Catch your opponent off guard by remaining calm and locating this weakness with your senses.
I try to calm myself as Claude instructs, but I feel that it is a bit easier, but only because I know it's Claude. An opening! I move as quickly as I can, stepping forward so that I can swing an elbow back at Claude's stomach. Before that happens, Claude has pulled me back to him, closing whatever distance I had put between us. In the process, he moves his hand from my eyes to my mouth. I can once again see the forest, but my words are muffled beneath his hand.
Another thing to remember, you won't always be able to catch your enemy off guard by throwing punches or hits at them. Your opponent will always be stronger than you. Usually, Lucette. Remember what I said about weakness. Enemies will often let their guards down when they believe they're winning. Just like I have.
An opening? A thought occurs to me as I glance around me, then down at Karma's bandaged hand. Karma's bandaged hand is over my mouth. Is this an opportunity or a trick?
What will you do, princess? What kind of tactic would you remove? Or what kind of tactic would remove you from my grasp?
I'm gonna have to bite his hand. I'm gonna feel terrible about this, but I had to try. I try to shift my head to get enough space to bite down, and even Claude cannot hold me completely still as I squirm. Eventually, the hand over my mouth moves just enough for me to open my mouth, but I falter. I can't bite the hand that I injured. Unable to do anything else, I mutely shake my head, and I hear Claude groan. In one swift motion, he pushes me down to the ground, pinning my hands by my head as he frowns at me.
You're not gonna try and find an opening?
I glare at him. I'm not gonna bite your hand!
Bite my hand? I didn't even think of that.
But you made it obvious. You put your hand over my mouth.
I didn't mean for you to try moving the hand. Pushing back a person's thumb usually causes their grip to loose.
How was I supposed to know that?
Experience is the best means of practice, as they say.
I have a complaint about the particular lesson, but I withhold it.
It was a pretty good attempt, beloved, but not good enough, I'm afraid.
I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was just expecting a sword practice.
You weren't expecting a man to kidnap you in the alleyway, were you?
I glare up at him, unable to say anything because he's right.
You're oddly quiet.
It's hard to find an opening to hurt you when you're not really my enemy. He does not move but continues to stare at me. His face is close to mine, close enough to... Close enough to what exactly? Hey man, I'm just the narrator, Lucette.
Lucette, do you trust me to protect you?
That's not the point. I need to be able to protect myself.
Did Lucette just break the fourth wall right there? Because you're planning on investigating the witches on your own.
No, I want to be able to protect myself because I don't want you to get hurt protecting me.
Claude leans down. I can feel his hair at my cheek. For a few moments, everything slows to a stop, and all I can hear is my heartbeat and his slow breathing. What? Once you set your mind to something, you don't let go, do you? Claude pulls away from me before I can respond, and he's standing again, offering me a hand. Let's get started with sword work then.
A pleasant smile is back on his face. I can never tell what he's thinking at times like these. What are you really like, Claude?
Thorny Rose. That's not good. When I return to the Martian later that night, my hands are scratched. I think I may have bruises on my arms. Claude was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me.
But he did compliment me more than once.
Lucette, I've hit you quite a few times, and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive.
Crying is for the weak.
Though everyone should be sleeping, I noticed that a light is still on at the tavern. I see Jurien and Garlan up and at a table speaking with each other and laughing.
If Claude had come back with me, he'd be happy to see this. You two are still up.
They're not even surprised when they turn to face me. Good days like these are even better when stretched. I haven't been off duty for a long time.
Did you both have a good time then?
It was great. Garlan knows these little places in town that I've never even heard of before. I noticed that Jurien is more energetic than usual. Her smile a little wider than normal.
I wonder if she's drunk.
That's not nice. Come on. Is she? Oh god. I'm going to get another drink.
Another drink?
Garlan leans in towards me, his voice hushed. We already bought a replacement bottle when we were out of town. We would never take anything from the Martian without money.
Right. Is Jurien drunk?
Oh no, Princess tipsy. It's like a buzz. Fades a lot quicker.
Oh.
Garland and I watch Jurien as she refills her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, Princess. I would have never asked her out if you and Karma hadn't insisted on it.
So you told her?
Garland looks at me with a pleased smile.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yay! She didn't realize until much later. I just asked her out for food and she thought that's all it was.
Maybe Jurien really did need to be told bluntly. What happened?
I told her.
And?
We talked and remembered old times.
He sounds like an old man.
And I held her hand. I noticed Garland flinch ever so slightly, but he's smiling. He looks pleased with himself. And the night's not over yet, so... Bow chicka wow wow. He trails off with a hopeful smile before he raises his eyebrows at me. What about you and Karma?
What about us? I've asked him to train me.
Train? Princess, you've asked him to teach you how to use a sword. What's this? Our princess is going to pick up a sword. Jurien returns to the table, but I'm too tired to properly join in on the conversation.
I should leave them to their conversation and head to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to start practicing at night.
I excuse myself to head upstairs.
Excusey.
I am startled awake by by an excruciatingly bright light. It is momentary, and when it is over, I'm sitting in my bed, dazed and confused. My eyes burn. My hand flies to the pendant around my neck, where I see the second glass slipper with another piece.
Holy shit! There's another piece! But when did I do another good deed?
I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand as I make my way to the tavern. Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area. I notice Karma glaring off into space, and then not far from him, the two knights.
They haven't been up all night, have they?
I make my way slowly over to them. Even back then, you were like some kind of shadow, weren't you? You don't have to hide it. It was obvious you were telling me back then. It was only because I was worried about you. I realized. You really didn't have to follow me, Lan. But I'm glad you did.
Lan?
Jurien. Oh, shucks. Oh, shush. Fritz used to call that too. Lan is Garlan's childhood nickname. He still gets embarrassed when I call him that.
I see. So what are you talking about?
Oh, we're just reminiscing. I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance before looking at me confused.
Well,
what?
How did your date go last night?
Garlan makes a sound and turns beet red. Jurien's eyebrows quirk and then she laughs. Oh, that went well. So well, in fact, that you can see that the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company.
Jurien is usually busy taking her rounds around the Martian with a scowl on her face. She looks happier being here with Garlan. More relaxed.
You might even say that we're dating. What? Isn't it funny how red he gets, Princess? You were blushing just as much yesterday when I... One more word, Lan, I swear I'll punch you. The two of them are both blushing now, and the scene is oddly comical.
Who knew that the two great knights of the Order of Caldera could be so easily undone? Both of you are amusing to watch.
The two of them stare at me, suddenly solemn-faced. I suddenly remember that one conversation the knights had at the castle. They were all talking about how they had personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact that they all served the king. I'd always thought Jurien and Garlan were stoic and honorable, that their only reason for becoming knights was a sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, without that stoic facade, they feel more like people. My curiosity is piqued.
Do you mind if I ask what your reasons were for becoming knights?
Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for his kingdom. Jurien's father was a living legend in his own right, and he had the medals to back it up. My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him.
Judging by the look on Jurien's face, it is clear to me that she really loves her father.
My mom died when I was young, but because Dad couldn't be around at the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Lan and his family. Lan always got annoyed when I called him my brother. Now I know why. Jurien wanted to follow in her father's footsteps.
Then why did you join the Knights, Garlan?
Because he wanted to watch over me. I never knew you blushed so easily, Garlan. Garlan seems to blush even harder at that, and Jurien's laughter becomes infectious. I feel amusement begin to bubble up as I watch the two of them. But a cold voice cuts through the laughter and the atmosphere like a hot blade through ice. Could you keep it down over there? I turn and see Claude's eyes, normally so warm, are cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with a deep scowl. Oh, we're sorry.
He's still glaring at the two of them. Oh, I can tell him about the necklace. Karma, I got another piece to my necklace. Another good deed.
Claude turns his gaze to me, but the frown doesn't disappear. That's nice, darling. His voice is calm but flat and lacks any enthusiasm. Nailed it.
That felt lackluster and oddly disappointing.
A good deed. Congratulations, princess. You're close to breaking your curse. What did you get the good deed for?
I'm not sure, actually.
Maybe it was for helping Lan confess. I hear you and Karma went out of your way to make that happen.
That happened yesterday, though.
Maybe the magic was waiting to see what became of Garlan and I? Claude makes a dismissive hand gesture from his table, frowning. If you two insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room. Whoa. What is happening? Affectionate? Jurien's smile has faded away into a dangerous scowl where Garlan looks confused. Jurien looks notably irritated. The shadow is still there on his face.
Claude doesn't look okay at all.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Something must be really bothering him. I should be patient with him, just like he is with me.
Before I can even think about what I am doing, I reach out to grab his hand.
He just slapped my hand away.
You shouldn't reach out to touch a person without giving them some warning.
But he does that all the time with me.
I pull my hand back, and at the same moment, Claude's expression falls. He looks at me with an almost pained expression on his face. No, wait. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from his table. Excuse me. Claude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights. What the heck just happened? I wonder what's wrong with him. Yeah, what? You think we've been running him too thin because of practice? Maybe.
I don't think it's you two. I get the feeling that Claude holds himself back from saying what he means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant, and recently he's getting more and more moody.
Princess? I look over at Anise, who is smiling apologetically. Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom is kind of getting restless.
Time to sweet, I suppose. Well, maybe cleaning will help me get my mind off things.
The rest of the day goes by slowly. I am stuck cleaning most of the day and then serving later. At one point, I speak with Delora about the knights that had attempted to kidnap me, but she tells me that she and Parfait are meeting later to discuss their suspicions. I still don't understand what their suspicions are, when Sir Alcaster cannot possibly know who I am. My hands are sore by the end of the night, but I still feel like I can practice with a sword. I notice that both Jurien and Garlan look restless too. Garlan eventually leaves for a patrol while Jurien remains at a table, looking deep in thought. I don't want to bother her, so I decided to try and find Claude. I go to his room but find that the door is locked.
Hello? Karma? Are we training tonight? No answer.
My heart sinks.
Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong?
For days, Claude stayed in his room, only leaving when he had to on patrol. A few times I saw Parfait go into his room, but she refuses to talk about what is bothering him.
I feel so useless.
When Claude did appear in the tavern or out in the town, he still had that terrible grimace on his face. Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why not just ignore me? No, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. Please.
I really am beginning to worry about him.
Today I'm in town running errands with Waltz for Parfait. It has almost been a week since Claude started acting so strangely, so I thought I needed to do something for him.
I know he likes your dresses, and he told me once that he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? Perhaps he will like some jewelry. Waltz, do you remember where that jewelry store Karma likes is?
I don't go there very often, so unfortunately, no. Princess, is this a good deed?